Hey everybody, it's Yusef for Yusef Yammers About, where I take a simple thing and I turn it into something that's complex. Yo, this is crazy balls right here. This article I came across that happened in Coweta County in Georgia. Like it's so extreme that I can't bring it up on the podcast. Like normally I like to bring up interesting stories on the podcast, but I don't bring up stories that'll piss off me or any of my co-stars. You know what I mean? So according to this article on 11alive.com, the logs on a taser indicated that a man was tased 15 times before death. Okay, let me bring this back, all right? There was a man, 32, who went to Florida with his mom and dad, Kevin and Mary Sherman, right? His name was Chase. And he did some messed up weed while he was at the airport. He was doing a connecting flight in the Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, right? That's in Atlanta. But then the weed that he did kind of messed him up and made him have a nervous breakdown. So his parents got a little bit concerned, and then they put him in a car, and then they decided to drive home with him, right? But then he had another attack, but then he had another mental breakdown from bad weed. I mean, I didn't even know you could get mental breakdowns from bad weed. Like, he must have gotten really paranoid or something, right? So once he had the mental breakdown, the mom and dad got really concerned and they called 911. So the police showed up. Chase was sitting in his seat, in his seatbelt, having his mental breakdown. The cops then handcuffed him and tased him. And then they said that they tased him a few times and then he died, okay? Because of his mental breakdown. But then, apparently, and this is some shit I didn't know, you can get the logs from the taser. It's like some futuristic Judge Dredd type shit, where you can tell how many times a taser has gone off by looking at the logs that are inside the taser. So like Officer Mahoney, I'm just making up a name. Officer Mahoney's got a taser and he hits the taser button like 15 times and they log that shit. So basically these two police officers tased this dude 15 times before he died. Then later on, the logs actually revealed that the cops jumped in the car and they stuck their knee behind this dude's back. Chase 32, who was smoking weed. I mean, man, like, you can't, there's nothing you can do now. Like, I gotta just stay in the house. I mean, look, let's be real here. Chase Sherman is a white guy, okay? His name is Chase, all right? I have no grounds. I can't even say that police brutality is just, for black people anymore. This dude was having a mental breakdown smoking weed, and they tased the shit out of him until he died. Like, at least the cops just shoot us. We get shot once and then we just go, oh, I'm dying, and then we die. Like, they tased that dude and they roughed him up. I mean, they rough rode that dude before they even got him into the car. They beat his ass with a taser and then stuck their knee in his back until he died. Like, that's rough. And then, of course, like usual, they tried to lie. Now, I'm going to go ahead and preface this by saying that I don't believe all police officers are bad. I think that police officers have a time when they're not sure of what they should do, and then their little lizard brain takes over, and then they just start acting like maniacs. You know what I mean? The honest to sincere hope is that you would be able to figure out which police officers are straight up maniacs before you let them out on the street. I mean, goodness gracious, man. A 32-year-old white dude named Chase has a problem with the weed that he smokes, has a mental breakdown. The police show up, they lock him in handcuffs, they start to tase him, and they stick their knee in his back. Like, really? Like, this dude is a grown-ass man. It's not like some kid who stole some shit or some kid walking around waving a gun in the air that's fake or any of that stuff. A grown ass man. Like, I don't even know anymore. I mean, sure, he was going hard in the paint with his synthetic marijuana. I mean, they called it spice. Obviously something that's being called something different than regular marijuana is a little bit over the top there. Like, yeah, it's a gateway drug. You're supposed to do other drugs. You're not supposed to sneak the drugs into the marijuana, call it synthetic, and then have you have these trippy, crazy hallucinations so bad that your parents don't want to get on the airplane, you know? I'm sure that once the police officers got to him, he was in quite a very interesting state, probably trying to run around naked, probably trying to get out of his damn seatbelt or something like that, you know? They filmed the whole thing. They filmed the whole thing using the dash cams that the cops had. So obviously they're checking it out. And do you think any of those tapes are gonna be released? They might. But normally they don't get released, do they? Police have all the evidence with which to convict other people, and they have all the evidence with which to convict themselves. Do you think they're gonna do that? Like, I don't think so. And it's a horrible day. You know, that junk it happened yesterday, you know, and that's why I'm getting on and talking about it now. I'm completely, like, my arms are up in the air. I mean, they're going after everybody now. Like, you're doing some bad weed and you could die over that stuff. I mean, not over the weed, but over the police finding you having your weed episode. You know what I mean? Just tackle the dude, you know? I don't know. Why must you restrain a man till he's not breathing anymore? You know, well, we read a story, an article like a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, about a dude who sat on his son until his son suffocated to death. And we were like, man, this fucking redneck is a horrible person, and I hope they you know, prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law. And now, like, cops are doing it. Like, you know what? My mind is exploded. You know, I was quite sure that it was more of a racial thing. But you look at the pictures of this dude, Chase Sherman, and you can't see it. You can't see this person being some sort of crazy maniac. He's a 30-year-old man, looks like he drinks a lot of beers. He looks like he walks over and says silly ass colloquialisms and shit. He looks like he makes funny motions with his hands, wears sandals all the damn time, and then goes to his little job. Like, I know so many people that are like this dude. Now it's like, it's so weird. I don't get it. I don't get it anymore. I'm so confused, you know? I'm gonna stay in my house for a while and obey all the laws. Like, I'm just, hey, everybody see me, my hands. I'm gonna learn how to drive with my fucking knees now and just have my hands out the window the whole time I'm driving tomorrow, because I'm freaked out. Like, I don't believe it. Like, my whole understanding of this world is shattered. Like, maybe Kate was right. Maybe, you know, racism only happens when she's around, you know? I'm so confused. Anyway, I just wanted to go ahead and say that it's 11alive.com. You can look it up. The dude's name is Chase Sherman. Go ahead and check it out if you don't believe me. I will be trying to follow this story. But anyway, that's all I gotta say. So like and subscribe, comment. Please comment, because I have no idea. Like, you know, comment, say whatever you want. Say, Yusef, you're an idiot for bringing this to racism, because it clearly doesn't matter now. Like, my world is shattered. I don't believe in racism anymore. If this guy can be tased 15 times, I really need to know the story. I really need to know what happens. I hope they release the videotapes, because I can't fathom it. I can't even think about it in my head. So anyway, like and subscribe, comment, whoop-de-whoop, most definitely for this one. Free Mac Martin, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.